All right, y'all, last year you saw me use the Spider Grills Huntsman grill here, and I referred to it as a Weber kettle on steroids. And I firmly believe that. This thing's an absolute tank. Now, if it's the Sherman tank of charcoal grills, let me show you the Tiger tank of charcoal grills. Follow me. Let me introduce you to the Spider Grills Giant Huntsman. Boy, I tell you what, they sure named it right. The Giant Huntsman has 530 square inches of cooking space, whereas the original Huntsman has 380, so it's 150 square inches bigger. And we're gonna put every one of those square inches to the test today. We're gonna smoke 2 briskets, a 17-pound brisket and an 18-pound brisket at the same time right here on the Giant Huntsman and see how it does. Now, what's really cool about this thing, it's got the exact same features and benefits that the original has. It's got 5mm thick carbon steel walls. It's got the Venom temperature control on the bottom. It's got the front door for easy access. The only real difference, 150 square inches bigger. What we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and season this thing up. I've not even seasoned it up yet. I want to show that to you. It's super simple, but I'll show it to you. Then we'll put our briskets on and see how they do. Let's go. All right, folks, you can see the grill's completely empty. I've got the grates out over there, and I have to empty it completely because I have to take this grill seasoning wax they give you when you buy the grill and put it all over the inside of the lid as well as the base too, with this little applicator sponge right here. You put it all over the inside, and then you let it run for an hour at 480 degrees. So we'll set our Venom for 480, let it run for an hour, and that'll season our grill. All right, folks, here we go. I got charcoal here. I'll go ahead and pour it in there. We're using B&B charcoal, my favorite kind. We're using lump charcoal. I'll pour this in here and see how much I've got. Let's see how it looks. So I've got another chimney that I'm going to start and see how it does, and so we have to add more. But I'll go ahead and close the lid. Now I'll go over with you how to use the Venom when I go to put the brisket on. And full transparency, I'm putting the brisket on in the morning, not right now. So it'll be a lot cooler in the morning, so I'll be having a sweatshirt on. So you'll understand there's a difference between today and tomorrow. As far as when we're putting the brisket on, but we're getting it seasoned up right now. But to remind you, we're going to 480 degrees right now with the lump charcoal. We'll turn the Venom on and get to 480 for a full hour, and that'll season our Huntsman perfectly. And I'll bring you guys back when we go to put the briskets on. See you in a bit. All right, folks, it is the next morning. It's pretty darn chilly out here too. It's about mid-30s, I would say. A little bit of a breeze today, so a little chilly. Perfect time to be smoking briskets, right? So what I want to do first, I want to show you how I set the Spider Grills Giant Huntsman up so you can see how we're going to smoke these things. We are going to use the traditional post oak wood chunks. Let me show you how we're going to set up the next level system and how that whole thing works on the inside. We'll bring you a little closer, let you see inside. So let's take a look inside here and see how I'm going to set this thing up. Open it up there. First thing I'll show you, I'm going to use mesh, and I like the idea of using mesh for these 2 briskets because then I can turn it. I am going to try to turn these probably more than usual just because I'm not sure how this is going to work as far as having 2 briskets in there and too much heat to one or the other. So this way I have the flexibility, hopefully, and be able to move it around. May not work at all, but that's usually what I do, so we'll see how it goes. Next is going to be our grates. I love these grates. Of course, it's Spider Grills, so they're a spider web grate. We'll reach across it. Take this up and out of there. I'm going to use water pans. Here they are, normal water pans. The reason I'm doing that is because I want to have heat from straight from the bottom coming up, and I want to protect the briskets as best I can, monitor temperature or control temperature best I can on these water pans, which really helpful. Now here's where the term kettle kamado or kettle motto comes into play. Here are some ceramic plates you can use. This is called the next level system they have. The ceramic plates. I'll show you a picture without the foil on them, but I want to put foil on them because last time I did on my other Huntsman, and they look terrible after you got them. You can also remove this grate as well, which is pretty cool. Makes it very flexible. But get both of these out of here. And down there will be my charcoal, of course. I'm going to put charcoal across the whole bottom. We're going to smoke at 250 today. Usually 225. We're going to 250 today. And we'll put them in here and put our wood chunks and charcoal in that corner over there. So I'll put it back together. Our charcoal's about ready, our starter charcoal. I'll pour the other charcoal in here, let you see all that, and we'll go from there. So charcoal's ready. I don't know if I'm going to use all this or not. I got probably about half a chimney here. I'd rather have too much than not enough, of course, right? So I'll pour some in. Take a look. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. I did use most of it. And there we go. Now I'll put this grill back together. I'm not going to put a whole lot of water in because it makes them very difficult to do that, of course. So we're not going to put a whole lot of water in these, just some. Just cover the bottom a little bit. We can always add more if we need to. Now what I'll do now is I'll close the lid, of course, and I want to set the venom to 250. I'm going to put a link to a video in the upper right corner of your screen right now that shows you how to run the venom. It's the best way for me to show you. I'm going to take time right now to do it because it adds to the video length here and it's not fun for you. So I want to show you that video, a link to it in the upper right corner of your screen. Go watch that video. But I'm turning on right now for 250 and I'll bring you back when I get ready to put the briskets on. See you in a minute. All right, folks, we're getting very close to 250 on our venom on the Huntsman. So you can see the smoke. Sorry about the smoke, but I wanted to show you these briskets real quick. These things are absolute beasts. This is the 17 pounder that I've trimmed up already. And then this is the 18 pounder that we trimmed up last night. I trimmed both of them up and I put 16 mesh pepper, some kosher salt and some Lowry seasoning salt on there. Dry brine them overnight. What I want to do first, I want to show you that both of these will not fit on the original Huntsman. One will easily, but there's no way two will. So I want to move them from there over to the Giant Huntsman so you can actually see the difference in size between the two and how much bigger this new one is. Now you might not need a big one. The original Huntsman's a fantastic grill, but it's just smaller. So you might not need a bigger one. But I want to show you how they fit so you'll have an idea. All right, folks, I do want to show you one thing. I didn't neglect to show you. There's a thermometer in the back of the dome. You see the dome lid right there? In the back of the dome, that's how it monitors the temperature inside the Huntsman and tells the venom what to do as far as needing more temperature, more air, etc. I didn't tell you that, so there you go. All right, guys, let me put it first onto the original Huntsman here. There's one. I'm not sure how well it's going to fit even one right now. This thing's so big. There's no way I can get that door to shut on those two briskets. There's just no way. They're both huge. But now let me put them on the Giant Huntsman and show you the difference in the two. Let me pop it open here. Now it's definitely blowing still, but it's right at 250, so we'll put these on. No problem there. And no problem there. Look at that. Now I try to make sure I don't let this thermometer probe get hit by anything, get it out of the way for everything, so that works well. So we're good to go, guys. We got our briskets on. We'll put the lid down. Oh, let me put the probes in. Got to put the temperature probes, of course. I'll put these into the flat. All right, folks, now I'll put the ink burn probes into the point of each of these briskets, so we have temperatures on both. Put this one over in this point. So put this one in this point. All right, folks, I'll bring y'all back when there's something to show you, whether I turn them or spritz them, whatever the case may be here in a couple hours. But I'll wait until then. That's one thing that's nice about the venom is it's set it forget it technology, but you still get the wood and charcoal flavoring, which I absolutely love. All right, folks, we're about 3.5, 4 hours into this, and I did just look. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing, but here's one thing I gotta do. I gotta unplug all the probes. So I'll unplug all the probes and I'll turn the mesh mat. I've turned it once already, about 2 hours ago, so it worked really well. I'll do the same thing now and I'll put the probes back in. So let me show you, the color looks fantastic. Let's take a look at these things. Looking really good, right? I think they look fantastic. So let's pull these probes out. Otherwise I'll have a big mess on my hands with all these cords. Well, I can tell they're definitely getting more tender. Alright, now we're back to cooking. Keep the lid back down. Good ways to go. Yeah, we're still in the 130s, guys, right now, so we've got a little ways to go. We are 6 hours in here. I'm gonna take a look at them. Let's see where we're at temperature-wise and tenderness-wise. Color looks really, really good. Temperature in the point is reading 170, 171, both the points. In the flat, it's reading 185 and 172. I don't know the 185 is actually accurate. It says 185 on this one over here. Let's check it and see. 175, 171, 170, 169. So yeah, I can feel they're nowhere near tender enough, of course. I'm gonna let them go a little bit longer before I wrap them. I want that fat right here to, it's actually hitting pretty good right there, but there's parts that aren't so good and there's parts that are. So once it gets a little more tender and that fat gets rendered better and I can actually kind of pop it with my finger, that's when I will wrap. But I don't wrap till that point. So I'm gonna guess a couple hours more. It's right at 5 o'clock in the evening right now, so I got a couple hours for daylight of good light left for video purposes. So I'll try to show you that before I finish for the night. I want to try to at least get it wrapped. All right, folks, it's time to wrap the briskets. They definitely are about 180, 182 in that range. But the biggest thing is that fat will render enough where I can pop it. I'll show you that here in a second. We'll pull one off. I'll show you how I wrap it. Put them back onto the Huntsman until they're ready. Let me go ahead and get one off for you now. All right, guys, so here's what we're gonna do. Hoping you can see this pretty well. The color's great on these things. Love the way they're looking. But you can see that fat just very gently, easy to pop, very pillowy. And that's what I want to have happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one and wrap it up. I'll take the probes out of it, put this over onto the table here, shut our lid back down. We're ready for the next one. So I'm using some Wagyu beef fat tallow here, spoonfuls here on it. Now we'll take some water here and just squirt this paper to make it more pliable and easy to bend as we fold this up. And gotta move kind of quick here because it is a little bit windy. It was not my best wrapping job, but the wind was not very helpful. I'd like to have it a little tighter, but that'll be okay. All right, so I'll go ahead and wrap the other one now too, just like this one. Put it back on the Huntsman, put our probes in, and I'll let it get to where, of course, it's probe tender, which I'm guessing will be 205, 207, somewhere in that range internal temperature. At that time, when it is probe tender, I'll check that more than anything, of course. Then I'll pull them out, put them on the counter for an hour or something like that, maybe 2, and watch the temperature drop down to about 155, 160. And then I'll put them in the warming cabinet till tomorrow. So it'll be about a probably 10 or 12 hour rest, actually. I'm guessing, depending on what time they get done tonight. But then I'll bring you guys back once I pull them out of the warming cabinet and we go to slice them open, and that's what we'll do next. All right, folks, the briskets are done. They're in the warming cabinet. I'll bring one out here in a second. We'll slice it up and see how we did. But I wanted to very quickly show you how much charcoal we had left. This is what's left over after one full bag of B&B charcoal. I didn't add any more to it. All I did was push it back with a rake to keep it touching each other. And this is what happens. This is the result of 5mm thick carbon steel walls. You get fantastic heat retention. And this was a 12-hour cook at 250 degrees, guys. So it definitely did a great job retaining heat. It takes more charcoal in this thing to get it to temperature, but once it gets there, man, it holds on to that temperature and you just burn very little charcoal. So I'll bring the brisket out and we'll slice it open. All right, folks, got our briskets done. I just pulled this one out of the warming cabinet. We're gonna pull it out here and see how we did. Hopefully we did okay. Let's see how it goes here. Well, it looks good, that's for sure. All right, pour some of these juices over top of it here. Slice these things up and see how we did. Now we'll go ahead and split this one right here between the flat and the point. We'll see how we did. All right. Oh, it feels good. Feels really good. Let's take a look here, folks. How'd we do? Oh yeah. I'll tell you what, guys, this Huntsman is just fantastic. It does a great job all the way around. Look at that. Man, just so good, dripping everywhere. We'll get a slice here. Oh yeah. Holds up under its own weight. Great on the bend test. That piece is actually a little thick too, for that matter. But I like the fact it holds up its own weight. Pulls apart very easily. Look at that, guys. Man, oh man. Let's try a bite. Cheers, folks. Guys, I'm telling you. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect brisket. My goodness, that is so good. All right, folks, there you have it. The Giant Huntsman did a fantastic job on 2 briskets, a 17-pound and an 18-pound at the same time. Plenty of space, got smoked flavor all over it. Wonderful brisket. I loved it. It did a great job. The texture's there, tenderness is there, it's juicy. Great job. Now, there's 2 options. You have the 26-inch or the 22-inch. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about this, I've got a video right here you can go and watch on the 22-inch, the original one I did on the Huntsman when it first came out. I'll put that link to that right here. Guys, I love these things. They did a fantastic job. I hope you got some value out of today's video. Please hit the like button and please subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate that. Until next time, I'll meet you at the smoker.